Hello, my name is Matthew, and Steve Donahue and I have been reading Kingdom Come in the month of September. And this week we read the epic conclusion of this graphic novel. Noah has joined in, Noah from Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse, and we might get another video from Noah as well. We'll see. But Steve and I read Book 4, Part 4. It's called Never Ending Battle, Chapter 4. We have Superman in the midst of Armageddon. And I read it twice. And I'm really glad that I did because the first reading of the conclusion, there were so many plot points that left me unsatisfied. The story is fairly simple. The superheroes of days gone by had retired. There had been a new generation of super beings that are sort of these rabble rousers and create a catastrophe. And as a result, Superman has to come back and try to settle everything. And the way that Superman goes about doing it is just preposterously short-sighted. He wants to round up all of these super beings, put them in a prison camp, and force them to learn right and wrong. And the ending of this thing, I was waiting for some sort of, not really a twist, but a clever moment. Somehow Superman was going to turn all of this around. And the big climax that brought Superman back, the big moment that brought Superman back was a nuclear explosion caused by Atom Man being ripped apart, a whole body of atoms being split apart and causing this nuclear explosion in Kansas, and it irradiates the whole state of Kansas. And this explosion was not brought on upon, but in part as a result of the leadership of this super being, a would-be superhero named Magog. And we find out that when Superman finally confronts Magog, he's full of remorse. He wasn't able to handle the position that he was put in. Superman flew away, abandoned the world, and Magog just couldn't live up to the standards of a superhero and doesn't save the day, blows up Kansas. And then there's a face-to-face, Superman and Magog. And Magog just breaks down. He's like, I can't believe you left. I killed all of these people. And he's tormented over it. In Kansas, this irradiated state, Superman and the Justice League build this gulag, this prison camp, and they round up all of these super beings. Everybody sees that this is a bad idea. The whole world, all the people, think that this is a catastrophically dangerous situation. The only real super villain that we get in this story that is driving some action is Lex Luthor. He's like the mastermind behind using this situation to his advantage. He wants all of the super beings to be wiped off of the planet, and he wants to expedite this situation. The super beings that are encamped, interned, they want to break out and just lash out at the world. Batman could see what's going on and didn't want to get in league with Superman. He could see that Superman's plan was short-sighted and dangerous. And so there's a riot at the prison. Lex Luthor, meanwhile, has an ace up his sleeve. He has Shazam, Captain Marvel. And the story of Billy Batson in this plot line is just brutally tragic. This is this idea that there was a young boy who was taken hostage and brainwashed for his entire life by Lex Luthor, putting earwigs, these mind-altering worms into his brain, and had just been grooming this confused little boy into adulthood who has a superhero inside of him, a superhero that can stand toe to toe with all of the powers of Superman. In every way, they are shown to be equals. Buried inside of little Billy Batson, who's now an adult, looks like has the stature of Shazam or Captain Marvel. And Lex Luthor is just holding this superhero captive, waiting for just the right moment to unleash him. And Batman nearly resolves all of this. He figures out that it's Captain Marvel, tries to save him. There's this accident where Shazam just freaks out, says Shazam, and then flies off to do Lex Luthor's bidding, because Lex Luthor had been playing videos constantly and telling him all of these stories. Superheroes are terrible, and he's telling him, you need to go to this prison camp, break it open, and have war break out. All of this happens. Shazam, it's incredible. The beginning, you know, talk about an epic fight scene. We have Superman, Shazam, just going to blows. All of this action and activity. It's incredible. All the while, this story is framed with Norman McKay and the Spectre character, which I'll get back to later. United Nations, the world, with great remorse, really begrudgingly has to make a terrible decision. There's a war zone going on in the middle of the United States. All of the superheroes are fighting. And if it goes on, it could potentially end the world. And so they decide they're going to drop nuclear bombs on this battle. They're just going to end all of it. These superheroes can't play nice. I don't get the sense that Superman. It didn't seem like he had any involvement or any knowledge of what Lex Luthor was up to. Didn't really know what was going on with the UN. So he didn't know that these nuclear bombs were coming. He didn't know until Batman warned him about Shazam. Throughout the whole story, Superman is really clueless. The bombs get dropped. And it blows up again. So this Magog character, who gets blown up in Kansas, he survives because he's a super being, gets stuck in this prison camp, gets blown up again. We don't know the fate of Magog, but he's gotten blown up twice by these nuclear bombs. Superman and Shazam are duking it out, and Superman saying like, you are my friend, you're brainwashed, come on, you have to realize what's going on, get on the side of right. Wonder Woman and Batman have this argument. There's so many of these relationships that when they conclude, they don't feel earned. Superman and Batman have the Superman and Wonder Woman have this really feebly drawn love story throughout these four books that has a conclusion. And Wonder Woman and Batman are arguing, and they make up, but it's not satisfying to me. But Superman finally gets into the head of Shazam, and says we have to stop this. There's a bomb that's about to go off, and we're all fighting. And if Superman and Shazam just keep getting locked into this stalemate, everything else is going to go to havoc. So he convinces Shazam, and this poor Billy Batson, who's been like brainwashed his whole entire life, finally, after decades or over a decade, is reawakened right at the moment that there's going to be a nuclear explosion, and he decides that Shazam decides he's going to fly up to the nuclear bomb and detonate it in the sky. And that's what happens. Let's see. So Batman arrives on the scene. This is right before the big explosion. And where is it? All the while I was wondering what was going on with Flash. I feel like the other members of the Justice League were really underutilized. I was so interested in this incarnation of the Flash. It just seems so powerful. Nearly can just be everywhere all at the same time. He's so fast. He can go through dimensions. The idea that this big battle is going on and the Flash is there, it seems like before anyone would know that had even started, the Flash could have just subdued everybody. But he's basically non-existent. So the bomb goes off up in the sky. Shazam got blown up here. There's Superman. And we just get carnage. There's Superman in the middle, just in the middle of this graveyard. And Superman is really upset about this. And I get it. He just got blown up. Everybody just died. But he didn't see this coming. I really find that far-fetched. And it goes off. He takes it personally. Flies off to the UN. And now Superman is wreaking havoc. Just terrorizing people. You'd see, where is it? Where are his eyes? Right here. Oh my God. Now, it turned out that as the reader, I had the same reaction as Norman McKay. And Norman McKay has been our guide throughout this whole story. We have this Spectre that arrives. You can see he's throughout this whole entire thing, but the Spectre arrives. This is while the big battle is going on. The Spectre is looming over top, and Norman McKay is by his side, witnessing all of this. And throughout the whole story, Norman McKay is saying to the Spectre, why can't you do anything about this? Or why am I watching? Early on, the first interaction when the Spectre is showing Norman McKay what's about to happen, Norman is just revolted. He's repulsed that he's even being brought along to see this like it's a snuff film or something. He just says like, "Am I here just to watch people die?" And at the end of this, the bomb goes off, everybody dies, and the Spectre kind of says, "Well, that's it." And Norman goes like, "What? This is what you brought me along for? Just to watch all of these people die?" The Spectre says, "Judgment has been passed. I am no longer needed. Farewell, Norman McKay." During this scene, and Norman goes, "Farewell? Farewell?" And he goes, "No, no, 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 no. Superman just flew off to the UN. And if he's not talked off of a ledge, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Because, Mr. Spectre, like, you need to take me there so we can sort this out. This is not going to be the end of the story." And it took me 2 readings to, because at first I just thought, why am I reading this? Bombs going off, everybody's dying. And at least there's an attempt to explain why Superman was kind of fumbling throughout this whole story. And the reason that's given is that the first time that he flew away, he was abandoning mankind. And when he came back, he didn't come back among humanity or amid humanity. He was towering over, and the parallels between the young super beings and the old golden age superheroes that had come back, the way that they were treating the world at large was very similar. And they say, so the first time that Kansas gets blown up, the whole world says, "Well, we need to stop this. This is horrendous. It's dangerous." Magog, who did that, was like full of remorse. Superman, meanwhile, kind of says like, "Well, we learned. What matters is the lessons that we learned along the way." We get a kind of a throwaway line that not everybody died. The Green Lantern used his Green Lantern powers and essentially saved anyone that matters. So Batman didn't die, Wonder Woman didn't die, and there's sort of hints that there's still enough of these other super beings that there's still a problem. Batman's still upset about it. But otherwise, it's sort of a good conclusion. Superman's happy about this now. And this poor Shazam. There's the only... All I see is that Shazam died. And it seems tragic. Superman just sort of waltzes through this story, creates this incredibly dangerous, world-threatening situation. A lot of people die, including this poor Shazam. And we have Superman. He's the one putting up on a flagpole Shazam's cape. Batman has turned his ways around. He's he's given up the black cape, and now everything's in white. And I guess Wayne Manor is now a hospital, taking care of the wounded and some of the criminals are in there wearing um, like neck collars. So, here's Lex Luthor getting his due, looking all aggravated. Wonder Woman has been reinstated as the princess of the Amazons. And do we have. Yeah, like here's Kansas. It's just this graveyard. This Superman by himself. Just tombstones as far as the eye can see. Superman and Lois Lane, or Lois Lane's dead. Superman and Wonder Woman are making out. And she gives him back his eyeglasses. It's a symbol for Superman to return to humanity, to return as Clark Kent. That's pretty good. And that's the end. We have Norman McKay and the Spectre saying goodbye. I'm sure this is an Easter egg. The Spectre takes off his hood. He has red hair. I guess that's supposed to indicate something, which I don't know. It also didn't feel like Armageddon. It seemed like a kind of relatively small scale event for the prophecies of this is Armageddon and this is Ragnarok. I didn't quite. The stakes didn't feel that high. There's another bomb going off in Kansas in a story where this is the second time that happened. So either it's a callback or the first one was foreshadowing. And then the epilogue, which still didn't do it for me. The part 4 kind of won me over. Mostly from the framing device of the Spectre and Norman McKay. And Norman McKay is not putting up with any of this stuff that he's presented with. And just saying, no. Like, this isn't just me witnessing all of this death. So that there's the person that we've been following and seeing the heroics and the tragedy, the senselessness of all of this is having that feeling that this is tragic and senseless, and these heroes can do something about it. That was satisfying. But Superman coming back as Clark Kent, and now they're at that superhero diner. Look at Clark Kent. It really makes me think that John Wayne would have played a really great Superman Clark Kent. Look at that barrel chest. He looks like John Wayne. And the idea that these Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman sit down and kind of pat themselves on the back. They're all back to being friends. It worked in some ways, but this happy ending after all of this, no repercussions, no. Like, why isn't Superman in jail for this, or super jail, or whatever? He caused this whole thing. He took a bad situation and made it as bad as it could be. But he's Superman, and they even mentioned, like, with the glasses, like, now no one knows who he is, which I don't buy. There's a reveal that Superman and Wonder Woman's pregnant. Superman impregnated her. Batman already knew. They were there to tell him, but he already knew. And they're there to ask Batman to be the Godfather. He agrees. And it ends with them just sort of walking towards the sunset. All their arms are linked. And they go, let's go home and dream about the future. And again, we have this little callback here. I don't know who this person is. It was really entertaining. This was a very entertaining story. I was, I think I got caught up with how frustrated I was with Superman's actions. I He wasn't being a superhero. I think this is a graphic novel without any superheroes. They're all superpowered beings. Um, the ending that's just, well, we learned a lot of lessons. We can move on from this. Doesn't sit very well with me. Um, my favorite character as far as superheroes goes was the Flash, and so many of these the background Justice League characters. I really wish had a few more um, either moments of their own or just more active involvement in the operation of the story. Um, those are some of my thoughts on Kingdom Come. Um, I liked it. The artwork is it's the best artwork I've ever seen in a comic book. It's incredible. Um, and I'm not sure if I liked it more or less than Batman Year One. I thought that was really solid. It had a solid story to it. Dark Knight Returns was a mess, or um, turned into a mess. This one was really entertaining and also really frustrating. So those are my thoughts. I'll look forward to hearing what Steve has to say, or what Steve might have to say about it, and I have to say. And please leave a comment if you would like. Let me know if you have any thoughts about reading along or anything I said. So please leave a comment if you would like. And thank you for watching, and take care.